Hello internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefi and I'm ready for A2. We're gonna be talking though about liberation units in this video, not about A2. I might make a video before releasing this one that we are making about A2, if you should pull or not. I'm not sure. Mostly because I've seen a lot of people complain about the dupe things, right? A lot of content creators saying that you should not use dupes, and here is the basic thing. If a content creator tells you you don't need dupes for this character, it's gonna break you, and then you see that content creator with the character MLB, just stop listening to those. Like, guys, most content creators will get MLB because of the background, even if it breaks the character. So stop with the bullshit, stop with the cap. You all know you're getting the background. That's it. Let's talk about liberation units. That's what we are here for today. Well, we chat, for 8 to 12 minutes, a good ballpark for YouTube AdSense. Subscribe. We're almost 3,000. Almost 3K. We are 2,900 right now, I believe. So let's reset these filters here. And once again, this video is going to be about the liberation characters, Guilty, Sin, and Quincy. We're not going to be talking about Helister. This is for new players that want to know what the best character is for liberation when you are starting out, right? So we keep making videos for new players and just chatting a little bit. I like chatting with you guys. So we'll go Guilty, Sin, Quincy, and talk about all of them. If you want to know who's best and you don't want to watch the whole video, Guilty, Quincy, Sin. That's the order you should go for. If you want to know why, then please keep watching. Before we start, we'll be live later doing viewer pools for A2. If you want to join, let's come later, say hello. You have the links on top and on the description. That's it. Let's get started with the Guilty. One of the best girls. She's the best one that you can go for as a new player. Guilty being a free unit, it's amazing. She is literally one of the best B2s in the game. That's how strong she is. So you cannot go wrong if you want to select her. Let's go on her kit. As you can see, she's a wind unit, shotgun, burst 2. All of them are burst 2s. And let's go on her kit. Her kit has a couple problems though, but still she can make up for those problems with just raw damage numbers. So first of all, mind if I borrow this? This duplicates her attack by 8%, almost 9%, after landing 6 normal attacks, and this stacks up to 5 times. This is incredible damage for her, one of the parts why she's doing so much damage, but it needs to stack up. You need to get to those 5 stacks, so it will take some time, but still you should be able to maintain this no problem. Then we get into skill number 2, which is Time to Play. Activates after 12 normal attacks, affects all wind code allies, increase the stack count of buff by 1, and attack increase by 4% for 10 seconds. This is a passive. Once again, you should be able to maintain this. The problem and why she sucks, she doesn't suck, she's pretty good, it's because there are really no good wind code allies. The only one you could say, okay, she's gonna buff them are bunny girls. And let's be real, if you use bunny girls, you are using them together. You are not using Nor with Guilty unless you are doing Gravedigger. You're gonna be using Blank and Nor. So who can Guilty buff right now? Epinel, which you probably will not be using unless it's a stage with a lot of mobs. D, which you probably will not be using, and that's it. Like, there's no one to buff right now. Hopefully we get better wind units in the future, because it would be nice to be able to make her even stronger. That said, for wind elemental teams, she's going to be your staple B2 or one of them. Now lastly, let's get into her burst skill. 20 seconds, so pretty good. Gacha. She will deal just incredible amount of damage and do a defense down debuff to the same targets she's dealing damage to. This is usually to the boss or the highest defense enemy. The bad thing is when you get to defense to 0 defense on bosses or on enemies, you cannot go lower than that. You cannot go into negative. So these are good, but make sure you don't have any extra units doing defense down, because in most cases just one is enough. That's it. Guilty, 10 out of 10. She's one of the top tier DPSs. Not in the game per se, but it's still pretty nice. Now let's go into the next one, which is going to be once again Sin. She is the worst one out of the 3 characters in Liberation, but she's my favorite when it comes to design. I'm a sucker for this girl. What can I say? Come on, just look at her, boys. Incredible. She is an electric unit, burst 2, assault rifle defender. She has a couple problems. She actually has a lot of problems. First of all, electric teams are already defined. Then second, she's a taunter and a defender that cannot really keep herself alive. So skill number 1, activates when fighting the last bullet. This duplicates her max HP and also will taunt the whole screen. Every unit that has a taunt screen, it's dead. you don't use those units unless it's for bosses, because those units usually cannot keep themselves alive. Because the moment they taunt 30 enemies on the screen, right, everyone shooting them dead, then they are dead. They cannot stay alive. So the second skill tries to fix this. As you can see, it will, after the fall burst ends, increase the burst gauge filling speed. So you will generate burst faster for 5 seconds. And also, it will, depending on how many times you burst, first of all, recover 15% of attack as HP, then increase HP potency, and then defense. This will be consecutively, so after 3 times bursting, you will get everything. This is pretty good, but it's not enough to keep her alive. I wish it was enough. Sadly, this is a passive only after bursting, so you need one more healer when you are using Steam as your main tank. And then lastly, and her biggest problem, the burst skill, 20-second cooldown, words can kill. It's increasing damage taken, which is one of the worst debuff we can get, and also doing some damage with a really low modifier. This burst skill is completely useless. As you can see, its final attack, which it's affected by buffs and whatnot, but she doesn't have any attack, she's not 2B, and then it's only to the enemies within range attack. So her burst is literally useless, and what makes her weaker to the other 2 units. If she had something better in the burst, you could actually make use of her. We could be using her for a lot more things other than bossing, but right now, Sin is exclusively a boss unit. You can make use of her in there when you pair her with another healer, and depending on your team composition. But yeah, my favorite girl, sadly the worst one on Liberation. Now lastly, let's talk about the last unit on Liberation, and the second best one, I will say. She's in pair with Nihilister. If I had to rank all of them, it would be Guilty, Quincy and Nihilister, and then Sin. Once again, we're not talking about Nihilister today. If you want me to talk about her, just, leave a comment and we can make a video on pilgrims in general and talk about the mother kids. So let's get into Quincy. I'm working on her. I should be able to get her this week, next week. We'll see how it goes. But her kit, she's another electric unit, SMG, burst 2, like all of them. And her kit is actually decent. So first of all, activate after 60 normal attacks, affects herself, duplicates 12% of max HP of the NIKKE with the highest HP, lasting for 10 seconds. This is pretty good for 2B, and you'll see her kit has multiple things of HP, making her a really good option for 2B and a good B2 overall for most compositions. It's just the shift falls off. Like when we talk about duplicating HP and increasing max HP, right now there's only one use, 2B. In the future, we might get more units, and it might be justified using this type of characters. But as of right now, she's good for 2B teams, and that's it. Now, skill number 2, Hidden Accomplice. Affects 2 allied units with the highest attack, increasing their attack even further by 16% for 5 seconds. This is on a cooldown of 8 seconds, so it's pretty good. You will always almost have this up. People say this is a con because it only affects 2 units instead of the whole team, but I still don't find it bad. Because even if she herself were to get this attack buff, she will deal no damage. Even if Litter get this attack buff, Litter is doing no damage, right? So it's good that your main attackers are getting this, and it's 2. Some other units only buff 1 unit. That is a lot worse than buffing 2. So pretty good in my opinion. And then lastly, we have affect 2 allies with the highest attack, once again increasing max HP by 43% and critical damage for 5 seconds and 10 seconds. Her kit is amazing. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good unit that I don't know why I didn't work on before. I just don't know. I love her looks. I just never read her Bond stories, so I'm not really into her. I do really need to get up to date with a lot of Bond stories, herself included. I want to know more about Quincy and see if I like the character, which probably I will. Just look at her. Perfect, and she's showing fit. So pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna get the bad one day, I swear to God. That's it. Those are the 3 units for Liberation. So overall, once again, Guilty, Quincy, Sin. You can work on Nihilister after you get at least Guilty. Guilty should be preference for everyone. After that, it's just, whatever waifu you want to get. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, boys. I'm having fun making all of these videos. I don't know how long I will be able to keep up making 2 or 3 videos a day. Hopefully, we can maintain it for a long ass time. That's it. Thank you for the support, like always. 100 more and we are 3K. Let's go, let's get that. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. You can join them with the links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool dinner rates and see you on the next one. 役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。